I thought maybe I'd take you on a tour of my garden since we've been working in it for quite a while, and I thought you might enjoy it.
It looks a little bit of a mess right now, but it's all a progress, I guess. This is the very weedy tomato, pepper, and sweet potato bed. The reason it is so weedy is because I don't have cardboard. I mean, I didn't have cardboard. I do now, though. These little things coming along here is lettuce and carrots. The lettuce, of course, will come out and then leave a place for the carrots. I left the cups there to mark the kinds of peppers and tomatoes that they are, because I don't have garden markers. I have a lot of jugs yet over stuff. This is a poor tomato, but it's actually doing pretty well now that I had the jug on it. I'm going to take the jug off for half hour, so maybe I'll put it back on when I leave the garden. These are the sweet potatoes. We just had so much rain and a cool enough weather that I went ahead and put them under jugs so that they could thrive. The Swiss chard loves the weather, have no problem with that, and the strawberries are doing really, really well. The Swiss chard has been picked, eaten by the rabbit, picked by us a lot of times, and it's just thriving. The rhubarb didn't do so great this year. The garlic that the chickens had eaten off during the winter is actually doing amazing. Look at that garlic. It is huge. The extremely weedy strawberry bed, that's going to get eliminated. These weeds here, we're actually going to cut out probably tomorrow morning with a pruners, because we won't be able to remove the root hardly, but we might be able to get rid of the tops. This is Cheyenne's bed. It's quite weedy, but we're going to help her get that under control too. Here's the lettuce that bolted, some cannons that were gifted to me, and the cilantro that bolted, and then there's some tomatoes in this bed also. Here is the fig tree from my Uncle Joe. It has new growth. So happy it has like really pretty little leaves coming. It does have a little bit of, I don't know what that is. It's like brown spots on the leaves. Anyhow, I'm hoping it'll grow a nice amount. I did have this jug. It's actually there for any time it drops to below 75 degrees. It gets the jug on it yet. Here's the raspberry bush. We've actually been getting some pretty nice raspberries off of it. We just recently had a house finch discover the raspberry bush, and she's been picking on it, but that's all right, I guess. Really nice tomatoes coming on in that bed, and the sedge grass I see did come through the newspapers, but I see that there's gaps in the newspapers, so I'm sure that's what happened. We got a metal ring put around there to keep the mulch out and still provide mud for the mason bees. These patio tomatoes were gifted to us by a friend. They look awful. I have no idea if they'll make a comeback, but this is the well bed, so we can't really grow anything in here that we want to keep. So I thought, well, if they rescue in here, great. If they don't, it's not a big deal. Chad strawberries, and there's a blueberry in there too. I planted the pole limas and it's over, and now to show you down in there, they're actually coming up through the compost. So I have a whole row of them where the peas were, and the rabbit had eaten them all off. And so I'm really hoping that they'll grow up this pea fence, and I'll maybe get a crop of limas out of this row. Lots and lots of deer tongue lettuce. I would actually call it a hearty lettuce. It has a really full taste, a really full flavor, and it's chewy. There's definitely like a texture to it. And I would describe the taste a bit like peas. I planted seeds here. I had old seed. I think it's like 5 years old. Blue Lake bush bean, just like the green bean. And I thought, they're old seed, they'll never come up. So I dumped them all in this row. And they came up. All of them, I think. So we're going to thin these out. I don't know if they transplant well. Maybe you can tell me whether they do or not. There's my one lone zucchini plant, and I just noticed he has a little baby zucchini on him. I'm so happy because that poor plant has had many a trial. First it was too cold. He was winter sown, and it was too cold. And then he got a whole load of those things on him. Don't worry, I'll kill that thing. And then, so I've been coming out every couple of days and picking all the squash bugs off, and just taking really good care of him, giving him chicken manure and whatever I think he might need. And he's actually producing a zucchini that isn't falling off. So that's pretty great. These little things right in here are zinnias. And then this is my basil. Here's something else I'm playing around with. Right in through here, right along in here, exactly where my hand is moving, is a swale. And on the other side of this, right in through here, is a dip. So it dips down in, and then it has a swale. So water collects along this area right in here. We were going to plant like more of the water-loving plants in here. I brought home a few of these celery plants from work. Celery, the roots, they whack off the roots, and then they just pitch that. And so I decided I'm going to go ahead and stick them in that wet ground there and see if they grow. I don't know. Will they or won't they? It doesn't really matter to me. Another thing I'm going to try is putting celery seed from the spice container in the garden and see if it sprouts. These are our rows. We did use a string, but we still get cow trails, as you can see. Down at the bottom there's Honduras red beans. There's 2 rows of corn, and those are potatoes right in through here. So we'll see how it goes. The bluebird actually has flown away, but we're very happy. She's done so well, and she's already had a new nest started at the top of the garden, in the little lean-to that Dad made for me. There's the garden, and way down there is the old bluebird house. And right there is where she decided to raise her next batch. Right beside the mason bee house. Isn't that wonderful? Hopefully she doesn't eat mason bees. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. Oh, and the mason bees, there's one reed capped shut now. So I guess we'll see whether I have mason bee cocoons in there or not. I really don't know because I don't know what I'm doing. But I'll know this fall, I guess. I hope you enjoyed the tour for today, and hopefully I'll have more updates later. Thanks for watching. Bye!